No matter how many college presidents get hauled before Congress, they still won't admit there's anti-Semitism, and they can't clarify what they're doing about it. We've got video to show you the hearing. I want to show you the hearings that are going on right now on Capitol Hill in the Congress. Numerous Congress people, men and women, almost entirely Republican, are calling in these university heads that are allowing insurrection to take place on their campuses. And the nexus or the connection that the Congress has is federal funds in the billions go to these universities. And they have to follow federal laws on anti-discrimination policies. So if the Congress determines that they're not being followed, that money can be yanked. I want you to see the president of Columbia, which used to be, it's an Ivy League school, is one of the best schools rated in the United States for, the last 100 years. Watch her wiggle out of what the definition of anti-Semitism is. This is horrifying.
Day after the October 7th attack, Professor Joseph Massad, and I only single him out amongst numerous others that I could single out, because he particularly is a tenured professor and chairs the School of Arts and Sciences Academic Review Committee. He wrote in an article praising, and I quote him, "the innovative Palestinian resistance," end quote, for attacking Israel and glorifying Hamas's slaughter of nearly 1,200 Jews as, and I quote again, "awesome, astonishing, astounding, and incredible." What perverse statements. President Shafiq, you recently said, and I quote, "it is absolutely unacceptable for any member of the Columbia community to promote the use of terror and violence," end quote. Do you condemn Professor Massad's statement, and has he faced any consequences for it?
Congressman, I do condemn his statement. I am appalled by what he said.
Any consequences?
He has been spoken to.
Spoken to? Let me move on here. Professor Massad has also been known to have called Israelis, quote, "cruel and bloodthirsty colonizers," end quote, and foreigners who joined the Israeli military as, quote, "baby-killing Zionist Jewish volunteers for Israeli Jewish supremacy," end quote. In 2005, an investigation by Columbia corroborated allegations that Massad yelled at a Jewish student who questioned his views to, quote, "get out of my classroom." As the chair of the School of Arts and Sciences Academic Review Committee, Professor Massad is responsible for, quote, "overseeing the periodic review of all departments, centers, and institutes in the school." Do you stand behind Professor Massad remaining chair of the Academic Review Committee, giving his support for terrorism and harassing Jewish students?
Congressman Walberg, I just want to confirm that when faculty behave in any discriminatory fashion at Columbia...
You talk to them.
There are consequences. No, we take them out of the classroom if necessary.
Is he out of the classroom?
From leadership posts if necessary. We allow students to leave those classes if they feel at all uncomfortable.
Is he out of the classroom?
He is. I believe, to answer your question, he is no longer chair of that committee and does not have a leadership role.
But not out of the classroom.
But Massad is still, in fact, listed on the Columbia website as chair of the Academic Review Committee. Are you aware of that?
I would need to check that. I don't want to
it's the
misstate.
website's right
I don't want
here.
to misstate because
So he hasn't been removed as chair.
I would like to.
Do you have my
confirm that to
commitment
you.
he'll be removed as chair today?
I have my commitment that I will come back to you and give you the facts.
So
first.
he hasn't been removed. So you said in front of Congress under oath
No,
that
I said I am not sure.
he was removed. Well, I'll tell you what, he's still listed on chair.
Wow.
Those are Republicans. Where are the Democrats?
Crickets.
This guy is
Wow.
literally a hate monger since 2005 or earlier. So for 17 years, he's been there screaming about Jews and Israel and Zionists as, for all intents and purposes, mass murderers and criminals. You heard it. And the weaselly president of Columbia, well, that's horrible. We sat him down and we had a talking to with him. We grounded him, and he had to skip lunch with the faculty for 2 days. I mean, that's almost what the punishment is. She couldn't say he wasn't still chair because he was still chair. He's maybe removed, but he's still teaching. But they had a talking to about him, Will.
Yeah. Well, she actually lied, because in one sentence, she actually said, yes, he was removed from the leadership position, and then just turned right around where she got called out and said, well, I just looked on the website. He's still there in the leadership position. And then was asked the question, will you commit to making sure that he's no longer in that position today? And she go, well, I'll commit to get back with you.
Yeah. In other words, I'm never coming back. I'm not going to sit here and get embarrassed because I want to keep my job, because apparently the trustees at Columbia think this kind of behavior is fine. And you want to know why? Because they get hundreds of millions of dollars from the Middle East to buy those chairs. In other words, the endowments that come from the Middle East, from Qatar, from Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and so on, they endow chairs, and they put these people like Mossad into that chair for life. And they pay his salary, and they endorse his positions, and they endorse the curriculum. And when he leaves, their endowment pays for the next professor. It's a tremendous source of income for these schools. Tremendous source of income. And yet today, what does the Justice Department do? It's going after the largest Christian university in America, attempting to institute the biggest fine in American history. And it's a Christian college. And Columbia, whatever.
Really? I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it next week. They're going to have hearings on it. Grand Canyon University.
It doesn't surprise me, though. It absolutely doesn't surprise me.